23 Exports, guys, we're back right here. It's Ralph Anupe Waziri, and so good to be here. I missed the last edition, and I'm coming with a new look. I don't know how I look anyway. I don't know how I look, but it's good to be here. Like pepper hot, like pepperminty. Well, good to be here, Ralph. Good to have you. I know he's not here, but Ralph Anupe Waziri, of course, we're right here, and so much to talk about. Quickly. So many people picked Gabriel Jesus in their team, in their FPL, and whatever it is, as they pick, so did they sell anyway, it is. But last weekend, cutting result for the Premier League, all good. What's your general assessment of the first game?
Well, I think it was an interesting first game. I think there was a lot of energy, there was a lot of fight, there was a lot of desire. You could see that these guys are trained, these guys have gone pre-season and all of that. So I think the first game didn't disappoint. I think Crystal Palace were not pushovers, and Arsenal tried to do their thing. Okay,
when I asked that question, I was talking about general assessment of the entire game. So when you said some guys trained, you could see the energy. I was not imagining, did man you actually trained? Was there any energy in that? Because and then you answering just Arsenal.
The same question. That this Man United team, did they have any really pre-season at all, or it was just a facade? I don't understand. Were we watching something else? We were watching an old match, or we were watching really pre-season games? But I was like, McTominay was looking like I not trained in weeks. Rashford was looking like I not taught football. He was training, but he was doing military training. And I'm always critical of players posting videos of their workouts during pre-season. Exactly.
Look, when Manchester United players were posting their videos, there was only one person that was doing training with the ball, Jadon Sancho. All of the rest, gym.
In fact, Elanga make me start the hate training. If you go to train the play, I don't need to train.
Exactly, I'm telling you, let's say Sabi ball, man. You use Sabi ball. But then quickly, let's go into let's look at the games that we're expecting this weekend. Man City, Bournemouth. I think that should be a walk in the park for Man City.
Yeah, I think Haaland should be looking for his first hat-trick. He couldn't get it against West Ham, so I think against Bournemouth, he has the Etihad fans at his back, and he has all the guys. Kevin De Bruyne's feet, everybody's feet holding was firing all cylinders on Sunday, so I think he should be looking forward to another fantastic performance.
Arsenal will be coming up against Leicester City. Yeah. Leicester 2-0 down. Brentford came back into the game and it was 2-2, and then Arsenal got a 2-0 win against Crystal Palace. So what should we be expecting in that game? Will Jesus get his first goal?
I think so. I think defensively Leicester City were afraid in that game, because if you look at the goals they even scored, I think one was from set piece and then one was an individually good goal from Jusby Hall. Yeah. So some of those things, when it doesn't involve the whole team, I think it's one of those signs that probably there's a lot they need to dig in. But defensively, if you see the goal Ivan Toney scored, it was a walk in the park.
Against Crystal Palace, Arsenal went all pragmatic. They didn't win with style. They kept their style and just decided that it was a game they just had to win.
Sure, the Steelers part always be difficult.
Always difficult. So would they go the same way in Arsenal against Leicester City, or you think they will just they want to force their style against Leicester? Mind you, Leicester have not signed any player. I've seen guys actually predicting that Leicester might go down this season.
I think that would be difficult. But I mean, the fact that they have a Jamie Vardy, a proven goal scorer, and they have a Brendan Rodgers who has been in the Premier League, seen it, done it kind of managed, I think it's difficult. And I mean, they also have a James Vardy. Some of these guys are good professionals. We forget the fact that Leicester have some good players. Telemans is still there, Ndidi is still there.
Yeah, he's back, Ndidi is back.
All of that. So I think with Fofana, who they might not.
I think Pereira is now out again for under 6-7 months.
It's crazy, 4 months, and I saw the timeline. I was like,
this guy was injured all throughout last season, and then he came back and
he was like the best right back for like 3 months when he was signed, and all of a sudden he just went down. But I think Leicester want to play that game. They want to do something to be at Emirates Stadium. So I think they want to just show that we can play football. They might give Arsenal some spaces to hurt them.
Newly promoted Fulham got something against Liverpool. It was a 1-1 draw, and then Liverpool will be going up in their next game now against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace lost their first game against Arsenal, the game which I expected them to win, because they knew they were going into a more difficult games against Liverpool. So now they'll be going into this game against Liverpool. Both sides need Liverpool will need a win. Crystal Palace need at least a point at the minimum. You see Liverpool getting their first win, because already in a league that you're expecting to be a 2-horse race between City and Liverpool, City already leaving Liverpool behind.
I think City are absolutely overjoyed to see
Liverpool drop points
at the Craven Cottage. But I think if there's any place that's difficult to go to for any footballing team is Anfield, and the Anfield fans will be wanting to make it very hostile. And Liverpool have a lot to prove. Jurgen Klopp, Van Dijk. I think Van Dijk was happy smart in the game against Fulham. Consider the penalty for his standards. I think he wants to show something.
Mitrovic was practically toying about it.
He toyed the whole defense. I was like, how come this guy that's 40 goals in the championship, in the past
44. He has scored 45. Past 44 for 3 games here. For 3 games he has scored 45. I think. Yeah.
But I think you have a lot to prove, and I think that Liverpool now have a lot to prove with that game. When Mo Salah, Nunes, Diaz, all these guys want to come to the fore. I don't know if Thiago's absence will affect them as much, but I think they have a lot to prove, and I think they'll prove it.
Is it time for Nunes to start a game?
I think it's time. I think it's time. I think his confidence is using.
Yeah.
I think his ball playing abilities are improving by the day, and his link up play with Salah, Diaz
isn't bad.
I think it's coming in nicely. So I think it will be easy to ease him into that.
Personally, I appreciate how Jurgen Klopp has introduced him into the team.
Yeah.
He didn't just say bang wham, come and start. He gave him cameos, and then when he came, he did very well. He did very well against City, and then in the game against Fulham, he did very well. And so probably it's the time. And then the big one of the weekend.
Yeah, the big one.
The big one. Conte against Tuchel, and then Chelsea. The goals will definitely, if they do not sign a striker before the end of the window, I think goals will be a problem, because again we're back. It's penalty from Eugenio in the first game. When a game in a game you expect them to win personally, and then they'll be coming up against high flying Tottenham after their first game home. Where Chelsea are lacking, as Tottenham have excess there in that attack. Now you have Richarlison, who in my opinion isn't quality enough for the starting 11, and then you have Kulusevski, you have Kane, and then you have Babasson. Come on.
Well, I think for Tottenham, it's a fantastic season for them. It looks like it's going to be a fantastic season for them.
Yeah.
They actually started out very, very well, moving the ball, playing the ball. I think Kane wasn't up there, but I think it's still the first game of the season, so I think he'll come good. But for Chelsea, it's another sad story for me, because it would be terrible if Jorginho finishes as top scorer again, just from penalties. I think it's bad. I think they have to step up. Sterling has a lot to prove.
Yeah.
And I think Koulibaly, I don't know if he'll make it to that one. I think he should.
Yeah, there are no reports about the knock he took in that match, but
so
we'll get to see. If there was something, probably would have had.
Sure. If it's not there, I think, Son, Kulusevski and Kane might have a field day. But I think for Chelsea, they have a lot to prove. And against Tottenham, worthy opponents. It's going to be a big game. I don't even know who I'm going to predict to, because Chelsea, not really good, but they cannot spring up with a massive surprise. But for Tottenham, I think they have to make it.
Do Chelsea have the defense to hold on to that, or the firepower Tottenham have in the attack?
To be honest, on paper, I don't think they do. I don't think they do on paper, because when you look at Thiago Silva aging, even though he's aging like fine wine, and also Koulibaly was also really good, I don't think they have the pace to cope up with a Kulusevski or a Son. And I think the Conte team always want to just sit back a little bit, Chelsea come out and then hit them with the wing backs, Sessignon, Emerson Royal, Son. All these guys want to find any iota of space, and I think as Filiqueta, all 3 defenders are over 30.
Yeah.
I think if you can pin a Reece James and pin a Chilwell, then attacking wise they're very poor. So if you can just take advantage of those spaces that Reece James will be there.
So talking about Chilwell, probably it's time we see Marco Corella start.
Yeah, I think so.
Not like it's long into the season yet, but
I think
because when he came, he gave them something different that day.
He almost got an assist.
Yeah, he almost got an assist.
So I think Cucurella will give them something, because defensively he's good.
Yeah.
Going up forward, I think he's good, and he has that desire to want to play.
And I see him as a more creative player than Chilwell.
Yeah, I know. I think that's Spanish.
He doesn't just cross. There's this technique with which he plays. He looks for find someone in the box. He doesn't just swing the ball into the 18-yard box.
I think the most dangerous footballer is a player who wants to prove something.
Yeah.
He wants to see that I came for a good price tag, and I think he wants to make it to the World Cup team for
Spain.
So I think he has a lot to prove, and I think that game against Tottenham will be the best platform. He has been a big game player for Brighton.
Actually,
he can be that for Tottenham.
Actually, talking about the World Cup, Chilwell too will be looking to go into the World Cup, but he knows he will go. Yeah. Probably, but if Sessegnon gets continuous game time and Luke Shaw stays fit, probably they might just be ahead of him, because I don't see Southgate as a big fan of the brother. Looking at how things have gone, because even when Shaw wasn't in the best of form, Shaw was playing ahead of him. Absolutely. Even though when Shaw came into the team, he didn't do that badly. I would have said let's predict these games, but probably we'll do that. I guess. Another time, right? But looking at the entire league right now, and looking at players individually, 3 players came into the game. 3 new strikers that people will be putting their eye on: Nunes, Haaland, and Jesus. And 2.
Can we add Kamaka to that list?
Personally, I wouldn't want to ask Kamaka, even though he impressed me in the game he came on as a substitute. He gave them a bit of energy and all of that, but it was against Man City, so it was always going to be a difficult one. But those guys, Haaland already has 2, Nunes has 1, Jesus has 0. Already a good head start for them. Can Jesus catch up with them in terms of, it's early, but I'm still of the opinion that those 2 will outscore him.
I think they would.
No matter how bad.
I think these managers have shown us that they really know what they're doing. I think they have a lot up their sleeves. I think the way Manchester City are playing, I think Haaland can score a lot of goals, and Manchester City will always cram the box.
Exactly.
When they cram the box, it's easy to get penalties, and Haaland is on the penalty duties.
Exactly. That was what I noticed, and I think it's an advantage for Haaland because he's the spot taker. He's a penalty spot kicker for Manchester City. Nunes might not be the one for Liverpool, but I think except if Salah is off the pitch at that moment, and then you have Gabriel Jesus, who might also be the penalty taker for probably that's if Saka does not take it. But sometimes some of these strikers will need goals for their confidence and all of that. But it's a wonderful season already, and one of the problems I have is that I'd rather wait for the season to begin than to wait for one match day to another match day. It takes like 3 months for me. It takes like 3 months. It takes a whole lot of time. And
yesterday we watched the football game.
Yeah, but
it's like it's
not it.
Saturday for crying out loud.
It's not it. And then it is just what it is. Well, good to be here again. 23 Exports, guys. Don't forget the right hand side of your screen. Subscribe. Nice to have you, Raf.
Always, man.
We'll do this again next time.
You look good with the haircut.
Do have a fantastic time.